us with M16. My homie was 14. He told all of us that day he was going to die. He told us he was going to die.
Man, what can you tell us about the Tongan Ray Alliance, man?
The Tongan Ray Alliance?
Yeah.
All I can tell you is they 10 Deuce. They're 10 Deuce Crips. And they got some G homies that, that started, maybe with the RAYMOND and, got everything started with the Tongans. But inside the house is Tongan RAYMONDs. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Outside alliances, you don't know that. But in-house, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, if I was young coming up, nobody's going to dish Tongan Crip to me. That's like dishing my own hood. Like, nah, with the Tongans. I grew up on 117 with Tupou and Santana. They was Tongan. So we had Tongans on 117 over there where we was at, that we grew up with. Like my generation, we grew up from elementary, junior high, and then when it came to high school, they just went to Long Beach. They ended up in Long Beach.
So,
but they're the homies right there. They're like one of the same, man.
Nah, hell yeah. All right. Does Raymond ever, have any run-in with any Paul Rules? Because I know y'all beef more with Bloods, but it's a two-part question, really, because I know y'all beef with Lanes and the Athens, and because of the 10 Dose, you beef with Inglewood Bloods, but you guys don't beef with all Bloods, right? It's not a total be blank thing.
No. We beef with people that surround us. I'm not about to catch beef in Long Beach trying to go ride on somebody in Long Beach. Nobody in Long Beach would want a war with a gang in L.A. It's too much traffic, too much trying to be nervous and sweating. We don't do it. We just keep the people around us, keep the peace. That's every generation knows that's what it is. So things happen, and you that's just what it is. Traditionally, that's what it is. Like, you don't try to make new beef. Like, who wants to do that? I'm not trying to go to Carson to do nothing. Ain't nobody in Carson trying to come to L.A. and do nothing. Not when you got to do, like, around 2 corners away from you to do something. It's easy for you to do something there. I'm not trying to get on freeways and highways, or nobody's trying to do that.
Nah, for sure.
Beef is more local. Man. Like, beef is local, but beef is so misunderstood because you have so many generations that don't even understand where the beef comes from. The beef simply comes a lot of times from misunderstanding. But that don't mean that if you've been beefing with somebody for 30 years, don't mean that in today's time you can't have an understanding. And knowing the history and say that was really an understanding. 30 years worth of beef was sacrificed over understanding. So now it's just time for just understanding. Try to get an understanding from how I look at it. Just an understanding.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, was that what's it called? That police station always there, or did it? I think something was there before that police station right by your hood.
Yeah, that was all in the county building area. That whole police station was where we put the when you talk about Pimp Town, when you talk about apartment, when you talk about DFD, when you talk about the homies from South Lows, we all played baseball there. That was the Sandlot before all that came there. We played baseball there. We can talk about when the sheriffs came and gave us Mizuno bats, gloves, and balls because we played there.
Oh.
Like Yogi, you talk to from Pimp Town, and certain people in that, I ain't gonna name everybody else because they can see and know who I'm talking about.
Right.
They came and gave us. That was when we played baseball as children, hitting over the wall before the apartments was built there. It was a county building. We played baseball there. They took that land, took the trailer parks out and everything. It was trailer parks over there. And then they made that a police station.
All right, so I know you rap, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Ribbit, Westside Ribbit, and shout out to Nutbone. They got that blue team thing cracking. Any other rappers from your hood?
Mm-hmm.
Can you name some? Yeah. What's their name, man? What's their YouTube?
Man, you got Craft T, you got Inky Slam, you got my boy T, you got Chaos, Believing Chaos. Of course, you got me, Too Slim, number one. Me, I just do it more for a hobby. You know what I'm saying? You got what other young homies? You got TBD, Tiny Ben Dog. He rap. That's the Mexican homie. He rap. He hard as too. I don't know why he don't take it serious instead of gang banging. You got the homie tall ass Lamar. I don't want to call him by his gang name, but tall ass homie Lamar. That's the hardest. He hard as him. You got the homie Tiny Tretch. He sing though. He talented like him. You got the homie out here in Atlanta, Southside Renzo. You got the homie Trippy out here. He rap. You got homies in Memphis that rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's homies that rap. It's just nobody takes it serious. But it's like nobody putting all gas, no brakes. Nobody, because I could tell any young, especially if I can just isolate it and say in the Raymonds, in 2024, I recorded 76 songs. So that is some type of work ethic, and I only do it just to vent and have fun and do what I want to do. If y'all want to take it serious, young, I'm 45. I can never be a rapper. But if y'all young and want to be rappers, I don't care what hood you from. Make music. Nobody wants to hear about your hood. Nobody wants to hear about how many people you shot. I'm in Atlanta. This is the music capital. They don't want to hear that LA music, killing, gang banging, how y'all try to do it. You got to know how to diversify your sound. You have to learn how to diversify your sound with other people from other places can understand. You motherfuckers that come out here rapping, they don't understand what you're talking about. They don't understand your lingo, certain words you use. That's just how it goes. So if you're going to make music with somebody talking about. You don't have to be the hardest doing music. Make music. Speak from your heart and make music. Be creative. That's what's going to set you different from other people. Everybody want to sound the same.
Right, that's true. All right, man. Has it ever been any conflict over there by the county building on Western? I know y'all off of Normandy, and you know you got the Harvest right there. Like, what was some of the experiences like at that county building?
When my homie Tony Roscoe, rest in peace, when he got shot. He got shot based on everything coming up the county building. Yep.
Damn, for real?
He got shot. Yeah, he got shot. Yep, he got shot all in his legs, and I was there with him. We ran into the Legends. He was going up on the Legends, and my boy Shay Bone was in the feds with me from Legend. Him, my nigga C-Boy from Legend, Weezy Wise. So that was already my nigga. But Shay Bone was we were cellmates. We were cellmates together in Terminal Island Federal Prison. And then we had the big ride in Terminal Island. We had a big ride in there with the SAs. And I performed, and anybody been in the feds at this time, they can tell you that I performed. But they was looking for who had 120 on their stomach. So they went unit by unit by unit by unit, looking for who had 120 on their stomach. And I was in the cell with Shay Bone, my from Legend. Before all this shit happened, we was, the lowdown, he was there, Shay Bone, and we was the first cell. And the warden came through there, like, take y'all shirts off. I took my shirt off. I got famous on my back. Art, Raymond Ave Crip. I got 120 on my stomach. I got my initials on my chest, TS, with all my little. And when I be sharing, like people don't know, when I share on Facebook, I got a picture, a shirt I got made. That's my actual chest tattoo. So when they see the 120 on my stomach, nigga, they threw me in the hole. Like, you up out of here, you gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I always Crip with them dudes. Always had a certain love for like certain people, and it's crazy because you go to the pen, and that's when all the things happen. Like, damn, like how you scratch your head, like how we end up beefing with them? Like, what the? Because through these years before the beef comes, you got niggas from over here, you got homies from over here. You know what I'm saying? And you getting out into the world, like, damn. I went to jail, we had 10 beefs. You get out of jail, you got 20 beefs. And you looking at the 10 like, the 10 was before me. The 10 come after me. You know, how did this shit happen? Some beef ain't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So.
Man, do you feel like Ravens is underrated, man? Because I don't feel like people mention y'all as much as, you know, for a hood that go against like 10 different people. I mean, damn.
No, but I look at it like this. Where this is my style of rhyming, right? Because we all uniquely our own selves and our personality in the rhymers. The only thing I don't look at external forces. I know that's there. So the way I Crip as far as being a homie from Raymond was more internal. You know, like homie love. Like, nah, we ain't gonna be over here trying to sock each other out and beat each other up, or have, like, if I'm around, like, I don't take sides, like favoritism. I don't do stuff like that. I try to keep it like, I try to give everybody the same respect. And that's just how I live life, as far as even as not even a gangbanger, as a civilian in life. But from that lifestyle, even in prison taught me to give people respect. My brother kill you. Some of the shit I seen in prison. I sit and watch some white boys in Polite USP in Louisiana. I sit there and watch them escape from a prison. I sit there and watch them do it. Now, I got stories. I done been through a whole lot of shit where I got hell of a good stories. And all of them ain't incriminating. I got some funny stories, some good stories, some sad stories.
Man, you know what, man? You know? Give us one more, man, for the road, man. Before we go. If it's Christmas, man, this coming out for Christmas. Give us a Christmas special, man. Give us one more, man.
Okay, I give you a Christmas special, and this is what made me say everything. This what changed my perspective on life. My road dog, one of my good friends, Marquez Anthony Tucker, baby convict from the hood. He was 14 years old, and he got killed. He got killed at 14. But that day, we started off in Helen Keller Park, and the older homie said, go get us some liquor. We was like, nah, we ain't doing no shit like that. We ain't doing that shit. But we end up going to the store, stealing liquor for us, because we going to hang out. But this time, you know, you had the Silver Satin, you had the Cisco, you had the Thunderbird, you know what I'm saying, put the lemons in it, the Kool-Aid and this and that there. So we did it, and we went into the middle of, we should go hang out in West Athens, in the middle of the school, and get drunk. We started, like, dabbing in liquor. They smoked weed at that time. You know, I'm not a big weed smoker, but at that time we was just drinking, and my homie was 14. He told all of us that day he was going to die. He told us he was going to die. So we like, man, you tripping. You tripping. What the hell going on? So he going off. We grabbing him. We shaking him like, you really tripping. So we end up, the school police come into school. We break everywhere. We jump through the bungalows. Police got some homies, let them go. We all migrated back to the 120th, and the same. My boy, baby convict, Marquez Anthony Tucker, he passed out, talking about his mama coming to get him. She told him he got to do it. The homegirl, Marie, rest in peace. Mommy, Baby Capone, and Keisha and them, they mother, rest in peace. She poured water on him like, nah, he tripping. So from all that tripping, he still ended up going out and robbing something. And then the robbery went wrong. And then the homies that was, like, the homie came, they was like, oh, that's the homie. Because everybody thought it was me. I ran over there, and I seen my homie. He said, my mama, she coming to get me. I swear to God, true story. That's all he kept saying. My mama coming to get me. But he told us that all through the day, crying, falling out. And I watched my man die.
Oh,
so that always been the big impact in my life. And from that day, I kind of like lost my mind a little bit. I kind of like, that's trauma.
Yeah.
Seeing it. And then somebody telling you this is going to happen, and it was still allowed to happen, and it happened. And I carry that burden with me for the rest of my life. And that's why I always had a chip on my shoulder from that right there. That's deeper than gang banging. That's deeper than everything. I watched my friend die, and I seen how precious life is and how easy life can go. And from that, I always made a decision in my life. Whatever I do, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be a strong foster kid.
Oh, man.
That's it. I was a foster kid in L.A. I ain't had family, uncles, aunties, none of mama and daddy, nobody, nothing. It was always about what I do and then what my homies, how much love they show me. My homies showed me love. That's why I love the Raymond's. And I suggest anybody out there, if you get loved by your homies, love your hood. You're supposed to love your hood. You're supposed to speak highly of your hood. But at the end of the day, speaking highly and thinking highly of your hood is something different because you want your homies to live, so you will advocate peace. Most people that don't advocate peace, when the wartime comes, they in the house. And these niggas out there talking about, we don't want no peace. You ain't did nothing in 15 summers. Nigga, we want peace. We don't want to keep, you have running up and bust on us, run up on us with M16s. We know what war look like. We don't want to see that no more.
Right.
I lost my homie at 14 when I was a young dude, 15 years old. So I don't want to see that continue to happen. So why wouldn't I say I'm for peace?
Right.
And I'm just so for war. When wars come, think about this, Wiggs. I always want people to think numbers and logically. If you got 100 Crips and you got 100 Bloods, all 100 Crips gonna say they kill us. All 100 Bloods gonna say they kill us. But it's still 90 Crips and it's still 90 Bloods. Everybody's not killers. Everybody is not killers because we all would be dead. I think if people look from the crack generation from 1985 to 1995, Wiggins, I looked at the data. The amount of people that died within that 10-year span, a crack cocaine era where kids been born, if people look at that number and say, damn, we kill each other more in every city where niggas is that outside of Crips and Blood more than they did in the last 3 wars a country done had. We done genocided each other to a degree that we still making up 13, 14% of the population.
Damn.
This is the things I tell people should be thinking about and looking at. How you fight the system, but you feed the system by going to prison and thinking it's a badge of honor because you went to prison. When y'all keep going to prison, I'm not going. I'm anti-prison. I never every day I did in jail. I never liked the bail, but that's why I don't brag on it. It's not a badge of honor for me.
Yeah.
2,000 hard motherfuckers in a prison, and you got 200 here with a job telling you what to do and running. I ain't like that. I ain't like that part of it. I'm a rebellious motherfucker at nature.
Nah, for sure. I dig it.
And being locked up is not one for me. I know people brag on that. I just say from my point of view, I'm bragging on that. I'm a free man doing what the I want to do.
Exactly. For sure.
I don't want to be around a whole bunch of no more. A bunch of, I digress, man. My bad. With
It's good. All right.
Nah, but it's just I got you.
Nah, for sure, for sure. While we getting off the hood beef, man, you know, they wanted me to ask this in the last week, bro. Like, what can you tell us about the friction y'all have with the 8-7 and 9-7 gangsters, you know, if both?
Man, that was, all I can say is, it was almost like a family feud.
Really?
It was like a family feud. That's what I can say. It was more like, what I mean by a family feud, it was like people that know people that's connected to people that, and things just went the way that it went. I wasn't there, so I really can't speak on it. So can't really speak on it. I was there, like not there at the incident, but that's my time frame too, you know, so all I can say is more like a family feud.
All right, but it died down, did it?
Yeah, it died down. Yeah, I mean, in the Raymonds, you gotta be directly over there with us. Some beef ain't gonna never die down. Some beef. That's just how some things go. But in the Raymonds, a lot of beef die down. It's like, if nobody is coming to bring you problems, why go and fight the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go and fight the problem. But you have every right. If y'all come over here with us, then we got every right, a God-given right to defend ourselves. We're gonna go harder because we doing it righteously from our perspective. You just Raymond, don't come hurt nothing over here. I'm speaking from my perspective only. I'm not speaking for nobody else. I'm just saying that's how I look at it. That's how I felt when I was over there. You ain't coming to do nothing over here.
For sure.
And I know everybody else. You got people the same way.
Nah, for sure. All right. Slim, take us on with this last question, man. On the last interview, you mentioned that a lot of people don't know the Rays, well, they adopted the color brown. Like, they asking now, did it come from the UGs since y'all was cool, or where did it come from?
I can't speak directly on that because that was history I had to learn. But then I could learn history because a lot of my homies were a lot of brown. Like my homie Convict, Big Convict, rest in peace, Victor. He wore a lot of brown. Like a lot of homies that raised me, that's why I used to wear brown Dickies and blue corduroy house shoes, blue belt hanging, or buckles. I used to rock the blue V-neck though. I didn't rock the crew neck. They said it was weird back then. I used to rock the blue V-neck, big blue R beanie from the discount mall over there in Gardena, where you were running to different like people from that area. Man, it was the days, man. Going to Stevens Burgers. I got bust on at the McDonald's right there on Western and Nelson Galdo. I didn't came over the wall and bust on me. Being the homies. I tell you that, nigga, it was them days. You don't know, when that little section over there, it gets real dangerous and murky over there, man.
You know what? What would you know? I said that was the last one, but you know, you ain't you couldn't speak on it. But what part of your hood would you say was the most treacherous part? Was it Normandy? Which side?
Shit, going more towards where I grew up at. I grew up on 117th and Hoover. And you had homies that stayed on 100 across the street from me. You had homies that stayed on 117th and Denver Ave. You had homies that stayed on 117th and Figueroa. Mm-hmm. You had homies that stayed on 117th and Menlo. You had the homies that stayed on 118th and Orchard. You had homies that stayed on Answorth, like all in that area over there. So that's where I grew up. Like, I grew up in that area. I grew up on the other side of Vermont. We got a section over there going down 117th, all the Fig. We moved over there to the alleys. We was over there.
And that's the side closest to the Denver lanes, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Denver
right.
Lane, we had homies that stayed on Anthony's Way before they put the big gate up on Figueroa. Homies stayed right there through the alleys because you can take streets. Like, our hood is real. If you don't know our hood, you really not trying to come through there if you don't know it. So you will catch somebody on 120th Vermont, Imperial, El Segundo. But, like, coming through there, nah. Because most people we know, you gonna shoot, and these narrow ass streets, you can't zoom out of here. You just can't zoom out of here. You got cars on both sides of the streets. We barely can fit and drive through here. So you can't do that. So the hood is real tricky because we got different sides of it, especially the other side of Vermont over there. Where I grew up on the other side of 120th and 117th. And it's crazy because I grew up in Athens Park. A lot of us, we grew up in Athens Park too because Athens Park had football. I played for the LA Sheriff Packers. I played for the traveling basketball team, balling for the Lord, Coach Rico. One of my coaches was Yogi from Athens, coming up as a kid. The Banks family, Coach Marvin Banks, they was from Family Swans. I grew up with a lot of them. The homie Clarence from 97 East Coast, he grew up over there with me. We played on the same team. That's his family, but he's from 97. We actually ran into each other in the county jail. That was pretty cool. But I grew up in Enterprise Park, Wiggs.
Oh, yeah?
I grew up, I fought, and I used to, because you got to remember, at this park, I had to fight because I grew up on the other side. So I had to fight. And they knew we all went to school together, and they knew when some of my homies started turning Raymond, and I was still hanging with them, so I was the Crip kid still coming in at this park, but I was good in sports. So, but I used to have to fight. And then even Enterprise Park, I used to fight up there with the Captain Dallas. The West Sides was always cool with me. So I had to fight. Then going to Gonzales Park, I had to fight up there with Fruit Pounds, Treetops at that time. Because they always called me the Crip kid. Yeah, these are really, and there's people that can see this that'll be like, yep, because we still talk. And we done had like five, 6 fights at these different parks. Like, so I grew up like that. Because you got to think, I grew up in a foster home. I was in a, like, look at this. It's crazy. The story crazy because the first 5 years of my life, I was in the Nickerson Garden Projects. But because of, the crack cocaine area, when I was 5 years old, 1984, the police came, LAPD came, took me and my brothers out of the foster home, out of the projects, put us in a foster home. The first foster home I went to was a white parent with a couple, with a son, a white family with a son my age. We was both 5. So from there, I bounced around. I stayed there for a minute, went to the white schools, went to all that. After a while, now we got to get these niggas, me and my brother, get these niggas up out of here. So we ended up bouncing around in foster homes, me and my brothers, from the 60s to the 30s to the 40s, just different foster homes. Nobody wanted 2 boys. So we ended up bouncing around. We ended up in the 60s. We ended up in the A-Trade. We ended up in Inglewood. We ended up in all these places. And then we ended up in the 11A East Coasts. We stayed on right on Imperial between Avalon and San Pedro, right by Gompers. I went to 118th Street School, and I was 8 years old, and my foster mother there died. She died. So my foster mother that took me, she's like my foster grandmother, I call her. She took me in on 117th in the Raymonds. But that was like a neutral kind of like area. Homie stayed over, but it was not really going. But the Denver Lanes and the Athens, I had to fight with them, or they'd come through and seeing us playing football deep as hell in the streets, running through the devil's dips. So they try to come like, especially my name. My name was like Malcolm. Like all the more say Malcolm. So somebody say Malcolm, my real name, my first name Malcolm. I know that's people that are more Crip affiliated. When they say Malcolm, if I hear from the back of me, that's somebody from the Athens or over here. So a lot of people tried to recruit me. The Bloods tried to recruit me, but it was more like kind of like forcefully. But I held my own and I fought. Like, nah, I'm not going to be a gangbanger at all. And then eventually I got to my breaking point. The last time I went to Athens, I had to squabble up with, I could tell you names. I could tell you real names. I had to squabble up. They squabbled me up 3 times and I held my own. And from there I said I ain't never going back on that side over there. So I just started hanging with all my homies in the Raymonds, like all them. We start bringing it all together. They brought me in the fold with it. I knew to stay from over there. And then I jumped off the porch. And then when I jumped off the porch, that's when original Tiny Locs, our generation, kind of grew and expanded. That's where the apartments, the DFD come in at. all my boys off the 18 side and all that stuff. Everybody just merged together.
For sure. Too Slim, pleasure, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Crazy history, man. They ain't see this one coming, man. I appreciate you like a mug, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I gotta give it to you, Wiggs, man. Keep doing your stuff, man. And I know it's a lot of haters out there, but we ain't worried about that, man.
Right.
But keep doing your thing, man. And I appreciate you and your platform for giving me the opportunity to speak to people that come from, like, backgrounds like us from all over, man. Just trying to hear something different, learn something, hear something, know where we up at, keep the strengths, get rid of the weaknesses. Because I tell anybody out there, if Crip and Blood was based on the way you think, half you wouldn't be Crips and Bloods. I probably wouldn't even be either. It was based on just how you think. Crip and Bloods should be. Well, I can't speak on the Bloods or all Crips, but for my mentality, Crippins should be a way of thinking. We should have guidelines. We should have rules. We should be more in line with that.
That's right.
And then we're going to be nomads and radicals with no order, nothing but confusion. And that's a recipe for what's going on in the present time in 2024. But I appreciate it, though.
Too Slim, Raymond Ave, world famous.
Yes,
that's WigginsTV. We out here.
Yes, sir. Raymond out.
Yup.